I'm Jason Stephenson and welcome to Tiny Daily Kick. A while back, my breathwork teacher told me something that made me stop and think for a moment. And he said to me, Jason, your breath tells the truth before you do. It never lies. And let me explain. He was right. Because for most of my life, I thought breathwork was just slow breathing. When people were saying, oh, you've got to try breathwork, you've got to go to a breathwork session, I always thought I'm already doing that. I'm just softening the edges a little, creating a tiny bit of peace in my life. And I love that part. It worked for me. But I didn't realize that that was just half the story. I had no idea there was a whole other world, the active breath work, the rhythmic breath work, the kind that wakes things up and moves emotions you didn't even know were sitting in there. So one day I decided to try a session, and I've got to tell you now, it absolutely blew my mind. I walked in expecting calm and gentle and nice. I had no idea, and ended up having one of the most powerful, profound experiences and emotional releases of my life. So within minutes of that session, my whole body started responding. And it wasn't sadness, it wasn't fear or anything. It was actually absolute freedom, pure, unexpected freedom. And I found myself even crying, not because something was wrong or I was deeply sad, because the breath work was excavating like layers of tension, old stories, old patterns, just clearing them out so I could feel this absolute joy again, real joy. And the kind you haven't tasted in years because life gets so heavy and complicated. And the end of that session, truly, without sounding cliched, I really felt reborn. And I've got to tell you, I was so blissed out, I could barely walk properly when I got up. And I left the building and started to head to a friend's place. And I wasn't just walking, I was floating. And I must have looked like a dazed hippie that's just walking around Byron Bay. I was so spaced out. I was walking in the middle of the road, but something about that felt right. I don't know, but I was strolling along like the world was made of these soft clouds and gentle music. And then a car pulled up next to me, and I mean really slowly, and the windows came down, and two people, they're looking at me, and I thought, oh, they must feel my energy. They must know I'm so happy. So I leaned down. I had this big smile on my face, and I said, and I mean this sincerely, I said, hi. Oh my goodness, I've just had this amazing breathwork session. And the guy driving said very politely, mate, could you walk a little faster? We're just trying to turn into our driveway. And I burst out laughing. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was on some kind of an absolute high. So I shuffled off the road, still grinning. But honestly, that moment stayed with me because it was proof that breath can open something inside that you didn't even know was there. Proof that the active breath, the one most of us never really try, can reach places slow breathing never touches. And I want you to feel even a whisper of that today. So I thought, let's just try a bit of that today. Not the full thing, not a deep breathing session that goes on, just a little window into what active breath work feels like. Now, first, if you're, just make sure you're sitting down. You can't do this while driving or walking. So just don't try this if you're doing that. You need to really sit down. And of course, if you're pregnant or we live with asthma or seizures, maybe you can just do this gently, breathing in and out through the nose. But for the rest of us, we're going to breathe in and out through the mouth and take these deep breaths, sending the breath right down to the diaphragm and then releasing through our mouth. And it's going to sound like this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 15 of these breaths, rhythmic, full breaths, deep breathing, alive. And at the end, we're going to hold our breath and then release. And so you might feel a little bit dizzy, you might feel a bit tingly. So as I mentioned, sit up or lie down. Don't do this walking or anything else. So here we go. So taking a deep breath in and we're away. And take a deep breath in and hold. And release. And just begin to breathe slowly again. And you might notice a tingly feeling. If you do, that's okay. Might be a little bit of dizziness. That's okay too. You've intentionally done this to activate everything. Because what we're doing is we're activating the sympathetic nervous system. And of course, this is nothing what happens when you go really deeper and with the music, the rhythm, the rise, the flow, and for a longer extended period of time, it literally transports you to another world. This breathwork session became a life changer for me, and I've actually created a small one, created a while back, but some of you might not have heard it, but it's quite profound and awesome for the morning. And guess what? It's only 16 minutes long, and it includes the relaxation breath to begin with, then the active breath, and then we go back to the relaxation. It builds up and then drops back down again, and it's for self-confidence activation. But really, it's not even about self-confidence. It's just about a beautiful way to use this every morning. If you would like it, it's there on my site. I'll put the link down below. It's only $9 US, which is I think it's about $15 Australian, round about that. But you've got it forever. It's an MP3. So I'd like to leave you with this. Your breath tells the truth before you do. It knows when you're holding tension. It knows when you're carrying too much. And it knows when something inside you is ready to break open. So today, just check in with it, even once, even for 10 seconds. Give your breath a chance to speak and give yourself a chance to listen. Until next time, I'm Jason Stephenson. Imagine boldly and go out and live it.